to you, my fellow Gooners, and welcome to Arsenal TV. This is your transfer update show where I give you the players that have been linked with a January move to Arsenal and our current players that have been linked away from the club. Now, starting off with today's video, the first player that I would like to talk about is Franck Kessié. Now, Franck Kessié is a real physical, strong sort of defensive midfielder slash box-to-box midfielder who plays for AC Milan. He's 23 years old. He's an Ivory Coast international as well. And he's a player that Arsenal have looked at before and shown a lot of interest in signing. The rumours are today that Arsenal are interested in him again. Now, he's been more of a regular for Milan this season, and he's having a good season in a Milan team that has been having a horrible time this year. But it looks like, according to what rumours are saying, that Arsenal are renewing their interest in him, very interested, trying to either loan him or sign him. Now, I think a loan is very unlikely for Franck Kessié at the moment. The only way they will be able to possibly get the deal like this done would be to buy him. His value is set to be around about 20 million, so not too expensive and not too big on the money, and still a good age, 23 as I said, and would be suited to Arsenal right now. Personally, Franck Kessié, I do think that he is a great player. But maybe it would be an ideal to... He would definitely be suited for Arsenal, but I haven't really seen much of him to actually judge that, because I don't really watch a lot of the Serie A games. But for what I know of him, Franck Kessié is a great player. Now, the next player that I would like to talk about on today's show, and that is John Stones. Stones is 25 years old, plays for Man City. The rumours were yesterday, according to a few outlets based over here in the UK, that his representatives are looking to make contact with Arsenal over a possible move this January. John Stones, the claimer that he's not very happy with the fact that he's not starting regularly for Man City. Many times he's behind Otamendi, and Fernandinho seems to be ahead of him, even though they have been missing Hakim Lempar, who incidentally is coming back soon. So what does that do to John Stones' chances of first team football ahead of the Euros, which takes place this summer, of course? Now, these rumours have been flying about all week. Now, I can't see why Man City would want to get rid of him in January. Now, a lot of the talk coming out of City today, that they are not willing to sell John Stones, and that John Stones will not be going anywhere in January. Why? I don't get that. Why would Man City want to sell John Stones? Why would they? I think he's a good player, but it does state the fact that if John Stones is not getting any first team football, then it is a risk that he might not even get picked for the Euros this year. Now, the next player that I would like to talk about in today's show, and that is Bruno Guimaraes. Now, Guimaraes of Atletico Paranaense, 22 years old, and again, it's a defensive midfielder. And it does look like Arsenal are looking at this type of player. The president of Atletico Paranaense came out yesterday and he said that Arsenal were interested in buying him, but Benfica seem to be the club that are ahead of the game on this one, and already put in a bid of around about 20 million plus. And the rumours are today that it looks like Benfica might be willing to make a deal with Atletico Paranaense to get this one done. Arsenal is said to only really interested in signing him in the summer. They have a limited budget this January transfer window and don't want to outlay all of that on this player. The only sticking point on this player is that he's one of these players that has a third party ownership, and that means that he's owned party by the club, but he's also owned it by a group of investors. Now, this is something that is not allowed in the Premier League. You're not allowed to buy a player that is owned by a third party ownership. Now, I think that really there is other ways around it that you can do it. But by rights, you're not really supposed to buy a player that has a third party. Now, Bruno Guimaraes is also linked with other clubs as well at the moment. And but as I said, Arsenal are not looking to buy him this January. They're more or less looking to buy him in the summer at the moment. So maybe, you never know, it could possibly happen. The next player that I would like to talk about, I also spoke about him in the last video, and that is Eddie Nketiah. Now, where will Eddie Nketiah is gonna end up? Now, he's been linked with a load of clubs. As I said, I spoke about this in the last video, with links with Bristol City, Sheffield Wednesday, Nottingham Forest, Norwich, and Aston Villa. But it does look like that he is going to be joining Bristol City, and a bit of a grit yesterday on Arsenal's official website. The people at AFC Stuff, the Twitter account, spotted that on the Arsenal's website that they had a picture of Eddie Nketiah with the words "on loan" and Bristol City badge in the corner. Now, this was quickly removed, but it does look like he's going to be heading to Bristol City. Now, I know that when he has been at Arsenal, while he's been there, Mikel Arteta has recently looked at Eddie Nketiah, and I don't think that Mikel Arteta thinks that it's right for him to play for Arsenal at the moment. I think he's more or less thinking, go out on loan, get some more game time. So that is what Arsenal is looking to do, is to put him out on another loan. So I believe now on Arsenal's website, it is official now that Eddie Nketiah is out on loan to Bristol City. The next player that I would also like to talk about today is Nathan Ake, which is an interesting one. Now, again, Arsenal heavily linked with him. We've been linked with a lot of centre-backs. Now, the favourites to sign him were said to be Chelsea, and this is because Chelsea, who sold him to Bournemouth for around about £20 million in 2017, they had a buyback clause, which means obviously they can buy him back for a buyback clause, so that they can buy him for £40 million. However, the rumours coming out of Chelsea that they are no longer interested in buying Ake, and they are looking at other targets, which would seem to open up the door for a team like Arsenal. There's a lot of other teams interested in him. He's a quality player, and I think if he's playing at a better club, much better club, will be better. He's a Dutch international as well. Doing really well there. The only sticking point on this one will be Bournemouth are going to want about £70 million for him, which to me is too much. Plus as well, I can't see Bournemouth selling him right now because Bournemouth are second from bottom at the moment. They are in a serious relegation battle, and a player like Nathan Ake, they'll need desperately to try and keep them from being relegated. Now, I personally think that if Bournemouth do get relegated and they go into the Championship League, maybe Arsenal might be able to go and get him then, because that would also drop down his market value where he's going to be playing in the Championship League. That's the only way I look at it. So maybe Arsenal are just waiting to see if that happens. And then if that happens, then Arsenal might actually go in that way to go and get him. And get him for a cheaper price. I think Nathan Ake is a great player. I've seen him play for Bournemouth and he's absolutely brilliant. I think he would be ideal for Arsenal at this point, but I just cannot see Arsenal paying out £70 million for him. They'll probably try and get him for less money if they can. But let's just see what happens on that deal. Now, there is another transfer deal that's going around at the moment. It's been going around today, and I've seen it a last couple of days. This whole Thomas Lemar and Lacazette swap deal. Still lots of outlets talking about it. This one today. Atletico Madrid, if they can't get Edison Cavani, they will try and swap Thomas Lemar for Lacazette. They're said to be, their representatives from Atletico Madrid, said to be in Paris today, talking to PSG about Cavani and hoping that they can get the deal done. They haven't got a lot of money at the moment, Atletico Madrid, and that's why this swap deal is being suggested. Now, personally for me, I don't think that this swap deal is in January. I don't think it's got no chance of happening. It's going to be very, very unlikely. Why would Arsenal swap Lacazette for Lemar? Lemar is not even having a good time at Atletico Madrid. Lacazette is absolutely vital right now to Arsenal. I think the chances of that happening is very, very unlikely. And I think it is. I mean, at the moment, I think that Lacazette is very, very vital to our team. Maybe he's not scoring a lot of goals at the moment, but I think he will do eventually. But he's vital to our team in other aspects. Personally, for me, I wouldn't swap Lemar for Lacazette. If Arsenal really, really wanted to get rid of Lacazette, then to be honest, I think that they should just sell him and actually get money for him, because at least the money we get for Lacazette, we can actually put towards a centre-back or a defensive midfielder or a left-back and so on and so forth. That's what I think should happen. Because, you know, as I said, Lemar is not doing that great at Atletico Madrid, and if Arsenal do decide to swap Lacazette for Lemar, and Lemar comes in and he's still not that great, we're going to be lumbered with him. And to be honest, I don't really want that. So I think Arsenal are just better off staying with Lacazette, because I think Lacazette is the better player out of him and Thomas Lemar. That's just my personal opinion. I just think it's very, very unlikely when it comes to, you know, in the January market. But guys, there you go. That is the transfer rumours and obviously links with the players that I have for you today in today's video. Guys, if you are new to Arsenal TV, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button. Make sure you hit in that notification bell so you do not miss another video. Making sure you are hitting that thumbs up button, which is very, very important. And making sure you are leaving your comments below. Guys, let me know who you would like to see at Arsenal in January. And do you think Arsenal will sign anyone in this window? Guys, until my next video, I will see you lot soon. I am out of here.